So yeah, we are playing a Sklone. This is age 14, and I am known as Brazooka Joe from the Brazooka Joe comics. And Brazooka Joe, as Brazooka Joe in America, in Canada, there used to be a special gum called Brazooka Joe, and I'm not sure if they're sold anymore in 7-Eleven. I haven't seen any. They're all those orange, those purple, those pink ones, those double bubble gums. Those double bubble ones. So, anyways, all my work has been caught up. I'll be working later on tonight, on finishing off, putting off all my finishing touches on an assignment. It's going to be about how to use traditional healing methods. In the context of providing abstinence to extend someone's abstinence when they're addicted. Prevent relapse. That's it. Prevent relapse. Extend their remission. So I will be concentrating on doing some research on preliminary it's 5 to 7 pages. That's going to be 5 or 7 pages based on what is it? Ayahuasca. I had a friend, my classmate's trying to do traditional Chinese medicine. She's going to be using acupuncture, mentioning acupuncture. The thing is, it has to be a traditional thing. It can't just be like it has to have some kind of ceremony to it. So that's the thing. I'm not sure. No. There's some spirituality to it too, to acupuncture. Okay, if you're going to use the atheistic view of acupuncture, then it's just poking your body, just poking. Watch this. Make this pen go. See, this really sharp pen go. See, really sharp. Stings a little. You can really hammer it in there. So what's happening now to my body is my body is now, since they said the skin receptors, the pain receptors on my skin, sending a neuronic signal to my down my arm, down into my spinal arc, going straight to my brain, and the brain's now telling my brain, the brain's telling you to release a shitload of cannabinoids and endocannabinoids and endomorphine. Morphine is a Civil War era heroin. It's a Civil War era injectable drug but it's also, your body also produces its own heroin. Once again, let's demonstrate. Let's strap my keys this time. I'm using this head here. Oh, my knuckles, see? Actually feels good. I'll use this little piece of this aluminum thing. See? What's happening is it's getting all red, it's getting all welted. It's because it's actually feeling quite good now. And that's so that's how acupuncture works. It pokes into the nerve, it pokes into the flesh, deep into the nerve, and stimulates the neurons so that they may release substance P. Release endomorphine cannabinoids, which feels fucking good. So yeah, and substance P, this pain, this sensory input, this neurotransmitter is substance P. And this corresponds to sending the pain signal, saying, "Oh gee, you just stabbed yourself in the leg." And this is so you don't scream in pain forever and ever, and wrapping my knuckles really hard. I love wrapping my knuckles. I used to make martial arts, and we used to pound these fuckers into sand, really thick sand, or even doing the whole board and. The whole board. The thing is, the whole board and the whole Bruce Lee punching ice, or it's like you said, it's a focus point. It's not punching at the ice, punching through the ice. It's punching right at this focal point. It fucks up your hand though. So that's how acupuncture works. And another thing too is that this stimulation also causes blood to flow. And the blood carries goodies such as air, such as sugar, such as chemicals, sugar, spices, everything nices through the blood. So that's just nurturing your skin flesh, to say, just to make yourself feel good too. And it's also warm too, so warm blood. one thing, acupuncture is extremely good for the feet. When it's all dry, all hardened, because all hobbit feet, your hobbit toes. You don't even have to wear shoes. Especially during winter, when your feet are pretty much dried and mummified and frozen, that's always good to get it out. And that's the nature of spas too. Spas would take some really creamy, take some boo boo cream and start putting sand in there, or nuts, or microfibers, microbeads, and just sand off all this dead shit, right? Um, that's why us guys, whenever we finish taking a nice, warm, relaxing, hot shower, uh, and we shave, then it feels good. You look less of a zombie. You look less, get more collagen in the system, and I don't know, you look more fresher. Um, so she's gonna be doing acupuncture. So I'm gonna tell her to think of it on the context of Chinese traditions in regards to qi. Qi is basically just air. There's nothing. There's no qi magic. Our bodies do not have a this is where I differ. I tend to use Western empirical science to prove Chinese science, Chinese TMZ, TCM, Chinese traditional medicine, TMC, Chinese CMT. No, traditional Chinese medicine, TCM. And a lot of times we didn't have ancient China being a classical culture didn't actually have the explanations. It just says it works. And Western science goes into poking into neurons and stuff. And now now the ancient Chinese and the kung fu. The kung fu is more than just people jumping using acrobatics and using trigonometry and all these other jumping at funny angles kind of ways, and corkscrew jumping, and and acrobatics. To do that, that it's also a lot of science too. Lots of science, Chinese science about and it's amazing what us ancient people knew. And this is what ayahuasca is. Ayahuasca is there may be some kind of avatar intelligence in plants because they're living items, they're living artifacts. Rocks are living items, living artifacts. This whole planet is a cell in a larger creature. Who knows? We haven't reached that level of consciousness yet. But yeah, I'm gonna be concentrating on ayahuasca and how it's 10 years worth of. I don't know. I'm watching videos on YouTube and reading Arrowwood Vault um, archives of this material of this drug. The Arrowwood archives is if you're a teenager, I go there to look up a drug. If you're going to particularly do drugs, they'll teach you how to do it the safe way. Teach you what's going on in the drug, so you know what's going to happen to your body, what it does to your body. It provides lots of science, so that and that's the thing about teenagers too. When they start doing drugs and stuff, they because they have such expert knowledge of using, they're pretty much little pharmacologists in their. They have a whole degree of pharmacology in their head. DMT and whatnot is I believe is some kind of dream hormone or dream neurotransmitter. I have to look that up too. Dimethyltryptamine, I can't even pronounce it, and acid and stuff, and apparently it alters, it bonds. They have the whole science there, the whole pharmacology there of pharmacokinetics and how the drugs move in the body. Go through your mouth, go through your nose, go through huffing it. It goes into your brain. Then it gets digested by enzymes and gets flushed out through the blood. And that's pharmacology. That's pharmacological. And that's a drug course there too. That's what. So I'll be writing a report on that. Like I said, I keep on seeing people. Well, anyways, but we'll talk about that later. I mean, but you guys are here to see me set up my province. So you have 18 planets here. Have my troopers returned back from planet fuck? Yes, they have. So we're gonna flesh out the magic forest here, and see how magic forest is panning up against my militant Aga forces. Magic forest, military, So 161. So just extending the usual 200s. 200 forces, 200 magic forest. Actually, I want to keep my tanks intact. I want to keep my precious tanks intact. So we'll send in 200 of those and 40 of these guys here. Send in my first gang of soldiers here. Maybe 100 soldiers there. 100 tanks. The first brigade, sending it in. Oh, what do you look at that? What do you know? That worked. Send it in. Offense, defense. Send in just regular soldiers. Oh, maybe at 200. A 206 would do. Wait, what is the soldiers? What is this army again? Put a magic forest, spy on the military. 145, so 160. Unsuccessful. Alright, well. Unsuccessful this year, motherfucker. Yeah, successful. Some days I send in. Some days you can undersend in the troops. So I've been hit a couple times too. So that's a big piss off for me. That's a big pissing me off there. I've been trying to get my province back into fighting mode so I can start the ultimate team kill. And always make sure you just that there's probes coming. Always make sure that your probes are coming. So some autistic freaks over at some soccer gatekeepers over at Canadian Pacific or Premier League didn't like what I had to post about how soccer isn't as popular here. But there's a bunch of Euro. There's a bunch of Euro freaks, watching the game, and I actually have a friend who is a Euro from Germany. So, but still, I mean, I like them both. I like them both. Why you want to make fun of me that way? Give me some bad, knock me some bad remarks on give me some bad remarks over on just because I mentioned that Canadians like to watch football and hockey and MMA versus soccer, and then I want to actually that I'm actually wanting CPL to make it here, but it's not realistic. And they gave me a hope, not realistic until that's why I'm asking. I'm asking to see if they know that if a Canadian Premier League is survive another season, a few more seasons, more than that the soccer can actually come here and give us a viable alternative. But then they gave me a bad mark. They gave me a thumbs down, and it cost me about 100 karma points there. I was at 1,600, now I'm 1,500. All because I said, all because they made the observation that made the notice that most of the times you try to bring soccer to Canada, bring soccer to Calgary, the league usually folds. Or baseball, for that matter. You try to set up some farm leagues up here, and they usually fold. So, that's the thing. Some super geeky players want to be the gatekeeper of everything, right? And say, "Oh, you're not allowed to say this. You're not allowed to say that." And that's what pisses me off. So. Okay, let's go scour the university and make sure there's some food you got some food provinces. So let's see if these are the 20. Oh, that are really big ones, the big tank ones. Okay, so Hugo stats again. Vindicator. Yeah. So once my province gets back online, we will be attacking. So let's raise buildings. Let's destroy these nuclear power plants. They're obsolete. I shouldn't build so many nuclear power plants. I should just build enough, because I'm kind of make them obsolete anyways. 71. So I'm just upset that they're going all gatekeeper on me, saying that I can't ask my questions. Fuck them. Pro bombers coming online. Barrack spaces are barracking. Basic economy coming back online. Let's get this. Let's get some more training camps so we can get cheap tanks here. Cheaper tanks. And apparently, it seems like Omni has left the game. Omni, I believe, was as B-Cut Fall, and so I wrote down, "We've ruined Omni. Omni left us because we don't know what to do. What's this now? What do we do? What's this now? What do we do?" I got this message from the game makers of here, and it seems like Omni have left the game because Omni got us to the point where we need to be, but it has a different version of where we need to go. We appreciate everything you did here. I'm not really interested in turning this to Empire Assault. Empire Assault is like some kind of a game, some kind of a game. We're sticking around 30 minutes. Takes in a Warlock server. It doesn't matter if people get upset about that. They can't have a perfect strategy. Small kingdoms should be able to hurt your larger mega kingdom. And I had a vision said, "Am I king and die?" No kingdom shall be immortal. Okay. Fuck, Ebony's still around. Oh, I guess Discord channel. Oh well, I am banned from the channel, so I don't know who this Omni is, but we'll be team killing again, and I mean, I should find a new player. Normal Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones is not a real player. I have to wait till a new player comes online and destroy them as soon as they come on. Destroy them as soon as they come online. The next new player comes online, I will destroy them and have some fun with them. Oh, oh, oh! Scratching my foot feels so good. I gotta do that. I gotta stop doing that. Okay, so we're gonna be watching some Riverdale, and we're gonna be watching some catching up on Riverdale, and we'll be catching up on team killing over Star Kingdoms, and getting onto our assignment. So thank you for watching our show. We're gonna be right back. I'm not doing yet. Ready Player One is on Netflix now, so that's good. Can't wait to watch that movie. Can't wait to watch Rampage. Oh, a whole shitload of movies come out. Didn't get a chance to see them in 2019. I tried to read Ready Player One, the book, but I don't know. It's weird. It's not as good as I anticipated. I don't know. I guess I lost the art of reading. So it's only like 9 real kingdoms in here again. So, yeah, these are all just food probably. So maybe this is like once again we're down to just 5 real kingdoms in this game. And the idea is just to keep this game down, don't let anyone have any fun in this game. Star Kingdoms I think is dead. It's been an age reset for such a long time, but there's only 9 of us left, so I think it's gone. I was fortunate to record some of the last moments of Star Kingdoms, and I will be posting them shortly. So that's that. It didn't even make it to season 100, to age 100. Didn't even make it to It didn't even make it to what was it? To the 100th age. It didn't even make it to 20 years. 1997 or whatever the game was made. 2000. So it just made it to 20 years. It's shy of 20 years. It's like only March now. So, wow. I mean, how sobering is that? How sobering is that? It's like an age of the internet gone. 2000, year 2000. All those 20 years, all those relationships that you build with a mega kingdom, with a mega sector, or even clans. Even you build clans on there, or you build alliances and stuff. All poof, all gone. So all we gotta do now is just keep at it with a Sklone or Stark or let's see what this Empire Assault is. Empire Assault. If that's another game I can migrate to. Text game. Empire Assault. Imperial Assault? Text-based game. Let's play. Nope. Oh yeah. New legend begins. Fantasy fight plays. Imperial Assault Legends of the Alliance. Some kind of weird game. So let's see, text-based cooperative play. See if there's any more other games I can get on there that Materia Magica. Wow, that is a mud. That is an ancient mud. I remember when I first went to college back in 2097, no 1997. There was a section that didn't have the computer lab set up per se. The computer labs were reserved only for computer students or for students of like for if you had to use the computers to type, and they're just learning that they're just teaching us, just getting us computer literate for the 21st century. You know. Teaching us typing again, and so therefore they had classrooms that those kinds of labs. Eventually, the labs would move on to into libraries as well, but they had huge ass computer lab rooms too, and they got really fucking hot. So, and sometimes late at night, I stick behind with a key card, and I totally vandalize. I vandalize the computers. I pee on the keyboard. So I was like a little immature, retarded 19-something-year-old kid, and I eventually will have to pay back the college by my own volition. I will be buying them new state-of-the-art equipment, at least 2 computers worth, because they destroyed 2 computers of theirs, and that'll be it. That'll be my last foray into the MRU world. I'm now a BVC student. I'm a different world. I'm going to be a university student, God willing. Should I survive these 3 classes I'm on now, then it should be. Then we should have gotten past that huge plug up. we're tackling the assignments one assignment at a time. And so far so good. I'm lucky enough to have two I'm lucky enough to be in a group with this Matt fellow for two of the classes. So and then this RJ class, I'm just gonna nod and smile. I'm just glad that some of these classes aren't even there. Some of these classes don't even have tests anymore. They're just do the sign working, show up for class, ask the questions, get the 10% classroom participation mark, just show up and pass the practicum. Once I get a real job, I'm gonna be fucking off over to I'm heading off over to Sunrise and just working at Sunrise. Just so I'm gonna anchor myself there, because I enjoy Indigenous culture. This here's my smudge stick. I'll be making a video of me of the construction of smudge sticks. I do have a video of the original smudge sticks here, of how I made these. I have them somewhere. I have to look through my archives. But basically, I just find sticks in my yard or sticks along with the bus line. I saw it in half and I just whittle it. See, this is all whittle. Then I take the sandpaper and just sand it here, and I just take a whittling knife and whittle off some kind of edging here. So far, basically what you do is when you start smudging the smudge and start stirring the smudge, you can dig this into the embers and start flipping it around so it burns more, right? And and then it starts smelling really good, but it's lost its scent though. Sadly, this is smelled really good though. But in the past, it smelled really good. So I'm into Indigenous culture, so I'm going trying to work for a Sunrise, and it's a okay paying job. I probably have to be there overnight. If I'm new there, I've got to be there overnight, making sure the residences are safe and uh, doing all the clerical work, doing all the maintenance work of the building, making sure the building's okay, and making sure that the sage rooms, because we are there for the clients. The clients are there for it's a residential treatment center of indigenous culture, of indigenous thematic flavoring. Uh, so Torn, what is this game? Oh, I've seen this game. Torn City. So I'd just be a serial killer and just kill everybody. Kill everybody I see. But like I said, this they had a terminal set up where it was just like five different computers, and you have to wait 30 minutes for each time you to use it because the computers were very expensive back then, and the college was just bringing them in the library. So they had signs that say you can't play muds, you can't play moves, you can't play mushes, and I don't know what the hell a moo, a mush, or a mud was, or MMO. And then they all just fused into the big umbrella term MMORPG. That's the text-based state. No, that's graphical-based MMORPG. And they had really interesting back in the year 2000s. There was like this one by Sierra, Sierra MMM. Made by Roberta Williams, but she's retired now. Um, uh, who made the King's Quest games and all those other uh, Sierra. Uh, Roberta Williams. I think that was her last game before she went into retirement. Uh, she went into retirement. Roberta Williams. It was a game. Ah, here you go. The Realm Online. But I think it's off the official website. Yeah, here. These graphics. And yeah, basically wander the realm, killing things and not getting killed, and it was really interesting. It was one of the original games, I think. Let me see if this is graphics or this is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, the graphics were more sprites, like 3D sprite kind of things, and yeah, it's like that. It's a game like that, and that's one of the earlier ones. And then there's also Return to Zorak. There's also Myth. Uh, I didn't have those apparatus to play those, but then I was more of a. By then I was more of a StarCraft one player, and then my brother played that as a young teen, and those games are very popular during the young teenagehoods, and then I guess the consoles came out, and we got lost in the consoles for about maybe a good 10 years, and Atari was supposed to make a console. I was looking forward to getting that. I was looking forward to getting that. So, but yeah, every time I always come on to. I played this game here, and I also played Mythia and the Utopia. I keep on mentioning those games. So I'm glad that this game is still online in some form, some distant form, and still continue to let me team kill until you hopefully you don't notice me. And let's just get more scientists here. I have a nuclear missile coming in, so but of course, but alas, the price for the price of is 2 million and then 4 million. So increments to 4 million. You can only buy one at a time. So we'll see. We'll see if Star Kingdoms returns. And but I think I moved it down to the last 9 players, and wow, it's very interesting to yeah, it's very interesting to. I mean, this house has seen it all. This house has been here for 20 years or so, and uh, I lived here all my life. But I'll be moving out pretty soon. I'll be living here 3 more additional years. Keeping my mom company, as we and then also saving a lot of shitload of money. And so you have 3 more years of me still. The show has been renewed for 3 more years, and after that, I don't know. I don't know. Should I even continue? Is it even does YouTube even exist back then? I hope so. I mean, YouTube you can actually rent movies like if you can't find it on Netty or anything, you can probably find it on YouTube and rent it for $2. And I hope that YouTube doesn't end and uh, you know uh, and we can still continue to post our. I'm thinking all the Newgrounds users are migrating back to Newgrounds, but I haven't done that. I mean, gonna stick to here. I'm gonna stick to here on Twitch and make some good gaming videos and be a part of that world before the next fad comes in. Um, and I want to be at the forefront of the next fad. I'm thinking the next economic fad is not just pot, but I mean that's more states legalize pot. But I think that the golden age of pot is over. I think we need a new system. Eventually there'll be a new system beyond YouTube. So I or beyond these ancient text-based games, and I hope to archive these. I hope to archive these, and then this will be a one of those weird corners of the internet where you don't go. Maybe I even put it on the dark web too, and just be one of those really rare, obscure, one of those rare, very rare part of the small part of the community. And like I said, like I said, the Sklone community is very, very small. So, um, oh, it feels so good. How can I say I'm a very simplistic person? I live in a very simplistic house. Okay, this is very hoarder. This is a very hoarder's house. So, uh, I've noticed some of you people are coming watching me from kiwi farms. So, I'm finally a locale. Me, a locale? Just like the guy who wrote the Empress Teresa book. You know, Empress Teresa is supposed to be like this 14-year-old girl, yet she has boobs of a of a college student, and she's a and the author of it, the author of the book mentioned that she's supposed to be this good Catholic girl. Aha! It's like she's like a and she's like admiring herself in the mirror, or admiring her breasts in the mirror and stuff, and all this weird stuff. And she's supposed to be a good Catholic girl. You know, I'm surprised to see no one's drawn Empress Teresa. Okay, I'm gonna do that just for laughs. I'm gonna call myself Empress Teresa. I gotta buy this book. In fact, I'm gonna be deliberately trying to write the see. Oh, Empress Teresa, Norman Borregan. Norman Boutin, Empress Teresa, paperback. Self-published book, actually. And yeah, I think he 5 star, and she's like this super I don't know, some super ninja generalist, good reads. And but I'm surprised to see no one's drawn any what's it, Rule 34 of her at least. And that's the thing too. I want to start writing some weird shit, start writing some weird shit on the internet. Uh, make some secure my finances so I can have the time to write the most weirdest shit. And I'm gonna, and you guys probably see the most weirdest shit out there. This totally going my crazy fucking brain there, and I mean, pretty much you guys are pretty much watching me broadcast my life, and I'm just a weirdo out there, a hoarder, you know, and yeah, and then I start fucking a following on Kiwi farms, and all those Twitch streaming, and start posting Twitch movies start posting Twitch games of me just team killing everybody just for fun, and just being a little dick, and posting my ayahuasca videos of me just being gross, and just it's just all fun. It's just all fun, really. So, all right, so I'm going to start. Oh, I talked to this dude, this Pakistani man from the 7-Eleven over there, and he's an assistant manager, and he's been living here for 6 years, living in this neighborhood for 6 years. So, from Pakistan. So I'm glad he's living in this neighborhood. He's enjoying life, and assistant manager, and what will happen is he's gonna give me some bottles. Hopefully at the safe. I have his number. He has my number. I'll give him. I'll collect more bottles and continue building the bottle empire. My plans are to donate this set of bottles to Vicova, the handicapped advocacy slash recreation group. And next round of bottles will definitely go to paying for a neighbor of mine's recovery. No, not recovery, but get well soon. Get well soon. Lobster barbecue dinner over at the park. Welcoming him to the neighborhood. they do the he does the cooking. I do the I go buy the stuff, and they all enjoy. All that money goes to me and whoever will go shopping, and we'll invite friends from school and just have a good party, a good housewarming party at Mimi Land, and build our friendship network there. And then the next bunch will go to my sister-in-law. That'll be late summer. Until my mom says she wants to get rid of the bottles. Then the next bottle bunch, and then this will go there, and then early spring, so last to mid spring. Okay, that's for that. Um, spring till spring till early fall will be sister-in-law, and then I build a huge ass one for raising for donating it to the lower Ninth Ward. I've been wanting to live in New Orleans for about a year, working nonstop for the program down there. Judging by their photographs on the face on what was it? Twitter. We posted my Twitter videos also. We posted some more Twitter videos there, linking my Twitter to this account, linking it to whatever on Facebook. Not my Facebook, but just on here in general. Then yeah, we wanted to go down to Louisiana and to help to New Orleans and help rebuild the Lower Ninth there as a volunteer. Get that community back up and running. Just get the culture, get an integral part of American culture, the home one of the home worlds of American culture, Black culture in this case. There, lots of Black artists, lots of Black, Fats Domino. The Blueberry Hill, or I can't sing the notes. It was standing the Blueberry Hill. It's that guy. And Fats Domino also plays other good jazz, and that's the one. Lots of jazz musicians are there. I won't be here getting my haircut, so I have to go down there and get my haircut down there. So I'll be affording a whole year down there. Hopefully, this itch, ah, oh yeah, some dead skin there. Oh, I feel good. That's the thing about my shoes. They're Nikes, but they're runners, but they don't breathe well for some reason. And I don't breathe well, so I'm gonna I'm getting all sorts of weird shit, some weird skin shit growing on me, so I have to scratch it off. So we're coming to our 45-minute mark. So this is just me, my life right now, and um, hopefully you guys will. Hopefully we'll be able to have some fun here, and you guys don't know which I'm a sleeper, which sleeper agent I'm in, and the suicide bar. Any first takers, waves, how? Hey, we have some suicide card. Is this what? Is this Suicide Squad movie? What? Maybe we'll watch Birds of Prey this weekend or whenever. We can get caught up for our work. We'll watch Birds of Prey. Hopefully it'll still be playing. Let's see if Birds of Prey is still fresh. I think it should still be fresh as Chinook. Let's see, Chinook. Ooh, VIP. 10 o'clock VIP. This is tonight, so maybe tomorrow. Yeah, this looks pretty fresh. Setting. Scotia, Chinook. Maybe I'll invite people to watch it at the VIP lounge. Maybe Alex would like to watch it there. I had a friend called Nikki on Facebook as well, and she She often sets up invites out there, and maybe I'll invite her. Maybe I'll set it up. Set up a nice evening viewing of VIP and have some good noms and good beers and good non beers at the VIP lounge. It's quite pricey though. It's VIP. They got burger. They got a burger lounge in there. They got a nice uh, edamame restaurant there. You know, you have the burgers and eat the edamame. And then you also have you can also drink beers in the lounge, and the beers have also these kind of like these bed kind of seats there. So it's very comfortable. Too comfortable. Some of them actually do have beds there, I think, if I remember correctly. But the thing is, I tend to want to go pee pee when I'm drinking beer. So if I go pee pee, I'm missing an important part of the movie. Yeah, so I'm missing key parts of the movie because I go pee pee. But the beer does taste good. Drink good though. I don't know. When I don't know when I get somewhere, if I get to a cinema, I don't usually drink pop because I have to go pee pee. And I come back and some guy gets killed, and I'm going, what the hell has happened? So anyway, thank you for watching our show. This is gonna be a Brazooka Joe, Brazooka Joe show, and hopefully you guys keep it up at Kiwi Farms. If you guys want to dox me, I live in Calgary. No, I live in Calgary. That's all I can say. I don't want to tell you exactly where I live. I'm not that stupid. Uh, you guys probably know who I am by name by now. So because I've been posting on the Chris Chan website, and you guys are wondering why I have such a animosity towards him. And well, Christian was in Chandler. It's not because he's autistic. I don't hate him because of that. Or it's not because he's a tranny. I don't hate him because of that. I hate him because people actually got hurt with him. Yeah, for example, Chris caused the death of one of his one of his neighbor's pets, one of the boy's neighbor's pets. And when you're at that age, a pet is a very important. When you're that age, your brain is still very influential by emotions as a kid because you haven't developed the prefrontal the cortexes of the brain yet has not fully developed, so you're very emotionally sensitive. Losing a pet at such a young age is a fucked up childhood. You want to have a good childhood, and as a social worker, that's what we want to try and provide. Is we want to try and we want to try and not guide, but provide access to the resources and perhaps counsel. We don't advise. We just hear someone vent. That's basically what counseling is. We are supposed to be a sponge, and we're supposed to absorb all your negativity, and we have a huge myriad of we have a huge repertoire of self-care. This is my self-care actually. Eventually you guys will get through to us, and we do burn out and we do feel gross and gray skin. That's what they taught us in class multiple times: is self-care, self-care, self-care. uh Especially if we deal with families who are of abuse, who are being abused, then that's when it gets really dicey. I did my first practicum over at an old folks home not an old folks home, an emergency shelter for elders who have been abused. And well, there was one man there, and yeah, he every weekend or so, his ungrateful son will keep on calling him, the adult son, and keep on saying, I need money," and use him. And he kept on saying, "Okay, I'll send you the money, I'll send you the money," but he had nothing left. And he just came back from the homeless shelter to here, and then we try to provide him with more suitable housing. Uh, because every parent, even mean ones, do have that maternal instinct. They're trying to do the best they can with what little they have. And if you're like from a marginalized group, like say indigenous or war vets or handicapped or someone who's got some kind of illness in the family, which is probably 99% of humanity, uh, yeah, it's very very rough. And our job is to make sure that you guys are able to cry out your roughness onto us, because that's what we do. We're your professional listener. And our lips are sealed unless you're actually asking for help, and we actually need to correspond with other teammates to try and get you the services that you need for a more permanent solution. Uh, Not a solution, but more permanent, steady growth. We help you to develop your own goals, your own SMART goals. So, anyways, in regards to Chris, Joyce, and Chandler, yeah, when you're a kid, and you use a pet at such a young age, you're gonna be a little bit batty up there because that's a very shocking thing. Cortisol, sadness, pain, lots of substance P up there in the head, and that's gonna destroy a lot of neurons. Chris, for example, was bullied as a kid. He as a child, Chris Justin Chandler was on the quote unquote short bus, and everyone made fun of him. All of his classmates pretty much treated him. They pretty much pantsed him. I don't know. Did they pants him? Well, they basically messed with his head, and uh, Chris Justin Chandler took solace in his gaming at the time. Pokemon games and his own Sonic Chew games and his own Sonic Chew games and his own gaming became his outlet, became his self care. And if he lost, then he got really upset, and he would scare little children in the store who legitimately won, and because the thing is, I don't know. The thing is, I personally found this myself that if I start to win a couple of times in life, then that's very very important to me because I don't often win. Uh, so I can respect where he's coming from, but the thing is he causes stress to his neighbors. Uh, I mean he sprayed a harmless worker. A harmless worker was just trying to tell him, "Don't come here again," and then. Don't come here again because you were vandalizing our property. We can't sell our property anymore because you vandalized it, all because you don't want blue arms or something. So, blarms. Then he goes and makes a big fuss over at too many games like convention that someone else paid for him, and he thought he was being a celebrity trying to kiss everybody as a celebrity. He thought he finally found some kind of uh, a community where he can live. Like he can actually, like, he was home. People were actually paying attention to him, not paying attention to him, but there were genuinely his friends trying to interact with him, and unfortunately they kind of he got too kissy and grumpy with them. So he tried to kiss one of them, grub them, and the security begged him not to do it anymore, and thought that he had his cell phone on or something, and that he could get messages from them saying don't kiss and grope him, because everyone was trying to get a hold of him prior to his being kicked out. They're just trying to get a hold of him, and then security escorted him out, and he decided to that was his home. He didn't want to get kicked out because he was finally finding some place where he was fitting in, and he wasn't. And then this happens to him. So then he causes a big ruckus and crawls into a ball or something. So yeah, that's probably what I've been referring to on. And you guys are probably Kiwi farmers are trying to look me up and stuff and trying to see who I am. Well, I am me, and I make no bones about it. I mean, I make no qualms about it. I am a weirdo, and that's why I'm posting my weirdo videos. I mean, I have my shower videos on there too. And say what you want about me. Don't go ahead and say what you want about me. You're just giving me what I want. I haven't said anything racist or sexist or any kind of phobic thing. So, I mean, Christopher Weston Chandler. I mean, he is being bullied all his life, and he developed a hedonistic kind of approach to life of collecting. And I myself am a fellow hoarder, so collecting things, my bottles, for example, is fun because it's numerical. It's adding more things. It's getting more things, getting more materials, and that's what turns me on. It's not the fact that I make a whole shitload of money. Hell no. Well, $99 per load is actually pretty good. Uh, like I said, I'm actually trying to make a huge money bomb to do. Whenever I save up donations, every bits and pieces of donations that hasn't been diverted back into the bank or that I can actually use, that's actually out there. I usually collect $100 a month in cash. I should collect $200 a month in cash, and but you should just do $100 a month for cash, and I try to use that, and then if it has survived, whatever survives in the wallet goes to a special tin box. And the tin box, if it piles to a certain mass, then I usually donate that as a money bomb, or I try to make the money bomb go as big as possible. Currently, my money bombs are being diverted to my sister-in-law, a young woman in Vietnam who again, Chinese people have been quite brutal to the Vietnamese people in their domination for eons. And she's a woman, so in Asian cultures, the very patriarchal culture is very not sexist, but very discriminatory against girls, women. So I'm just trying to even the playing field, helping her study, get her MBA, and I'm trying to tell her also to put her talents to working for a nonprofit, getting internship for a nonprofit, perhaps a Catholic one because we're both Catholics and stuff, and she'll perhaps we can even bring Caritas. I'm trying to see if I can actually figure out how to bring Caritas here to Canada, to Calgary. They have a Caritas Edmonton, I believe, but not here in Calgary. I don't think they have Caritas in Edmonton. This headquarters is in Quebec, though. Caritas Edmonton. Because Edmonton is the capital of Alberta, they have a lot of the HQs up there. See, Villa Caritas Convent Health. So Villa Caritas is a psychiatric hospital run by Covenant Health. Covenant Health back in the day, back in the day when Catholic churches had more wealth, they they had like more wealth and more influential power. Um, uh, so therefore, they were able to run hospitals back then. You can see this in the show Batman too, or any other show that deals with a city in the East. So back then, Edmonton was being the capital, so they're able to accumulate all this power, all these resources to build their city up and have the headquarters of many Catholic hospitals up there. They all fall under Covenant Health, which has a joint agreement with AHS, Alberta Health Services. So they're the union partner. One of those are during the de-evolution of the Catholic political world. And well, I'm trying to see if this Caritas would like to be founded in southern Alberta too. Perhaps as a union with the Catholics in Blackfoot territories, trying to bring healthcare healthcare through the churches to these communities, such as mental health care, social support care. But because the Siksika Church is both Anglican, but it's also heavily Catholicized. So is Pagani, so is Cardston. Cardston is heavily in Mormon territory, though, in the southern Alberta. But they do have a Catholicism in there because Catholics were there first before the Mormons came up. This is through Father Lacombe or Macomb. So, anyways, coming to an hour. So, thank you for watching our show, and we will see you guys later.